Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to another special edition of the Mayor's Corner. It is Yankee Homecoming Week, and we are where all the action happens down here on the waterfront at Market Landing Park. We've had a great Yankee Homecoming so far, but I did want to bring up something on a more, I guess, sadder note. Just someone really important to me passed away last week. Really important to Newburyport, if you've been around for a long time, but Anne Marie Connor. Good friend. I worked with her at Michael's Harborside for years. She passed away last Thursday. Probably one of the best server bartenders that we've ever had here in Newburyport. But just, she touched so many people here in Newburyport. And, she had a really courageous 2-year battle with cancer and finally succumbed last week. But I just wanted to give heartfelt condolences out to their family. She was a great mother, a great friend. Great person to so many. I know she's up there now with my good friend Larry Toomey, and I'm sure they're sharing a Coors Light and checking out Yankee Homecoming because they both enjoyed it so much. But again, heartfelt condolences out to Anne Marie's family. Again, just a super person, gone way too soon at 65. Another thing I wanted to mention, this is again another friend who was real important to me, but the 4414 Fund has finally been set up, and that is the Jeff Stone Foundation. I think you've probably heard about me talk about my friend Jeff Stone before. He died during the campaign at a very young age. It's actually it's the 2-year anniversary on Friday. So Friday, to mark that, I am giving blood at the Elks on Low Street. They're having Red Cross is doing a blood drive there. So I've tried to do these in honor of Jeff, who had to go through many transfusions while he was in the hospital for liver failure. So they finally set up a foundation for him, and Jeff was like one of those guys, everyone's friend. If you ever needed help, he was there, so involved, especially with athletics up at NHS, but just he was that person that would help people out. So his family and friends have set up the 4414 Fund. 44 was his number in high school for football, and 14 was his number for hockey, and he was an all-scholastic in both of those sports. So I'm thrilled that foundation's set up. They're going to do a lot of good in the community. If you go to 4414fund.com, you can get some more information about it, but I'm thrilled that they set that up for Jeff. And Jeff loved Yankee Homecoming. I mean, he was everywhere, kind of like what I'm trying to do this week. So I think of him often as I'm showing up at all these events because I know how much he loved them. So speaking of Yankee Homecoming, we're in the middle of Yankee Homecoming week. If you tuned in last week, you saw my big Yankee Homecoming special. I talked a lot about the events that I really loved as a kid growing up here, and I get to still do them now as mayor, which is pretty fun. So I mentioned I'm down here on the waterfront. Last night they had a Kenny Chesney tribute band down here. It was absolutely packed down here on a beautiful night after a really wonderful 5K 10-miler road race put on by the Lions Club. So again, it was a perfect Tuesday down here. Tonight, I don't know when this is going to be airing, but we've got the Salem Boys tonight, so that's going to be great. Tomorrow is a big Thursday. We've got the bed races, and then we've got Beetlejuice down here. Friday is another full day of sidewalk sales and music here downtown. Saturday is Super Saturday. We have a family day at the Knock Middle School. A lot of fun things set up for kids down there. We'll also have sidewalk sales happening down here, ending with the fireworks, and the Army Band will be down here as well before the fireworks on Saturday night. And then it all finishes up on Sunday with the High Street Mile, which is one of my favorite things to watch during Yankee Homecoming. And then the parade, which I get to march in, starts at 3 Roads, Atkinson Common area, and then marches all the way down to State Street. But that's one of the fun things I get to do, and I'm going to march with my family this year and some other elected officials, hand out a lot of candy, and it's supposed to be a beautiful day. So I hope I see you out the next few days as Yankee Homecoming continues here in Newburyport. And be on the lookout. I took a picture. The first chairs are out on High Street for the parade. So every year, you don't know when those first chairs are going to get out there, but here it is Wednesday, and I saw my first 2 chairs. So if you like to save your spot out on High Street, you might want to get out there and get your chairs out there early. I don't have to worry about that anymore because I get to march in the parade, but that was one of my favorite things, is getting out there and saving my seats for the parade. So just a few kind of city updates. We're still kind of in between. City Council doesn't go back in session until the 14th of August. I have a school committee retreat next week on Monday, which I believe that is the 7th. So that will be our first time back as a school committee since early June. So it's still a little bit of a break area. I do have some good news to report, though. The state finally passed the statewide budget, the FY24 budget. a little later than they probably should have, but they finally got to it, which is good news. So I'll just give you some of the highlights for Newburyport. Newburyport saw an increase in Chapter 70, which is the money used to fund our schools, which is great. We were kind of anticipating that, but it's nice that that's official. And then we also saw an increase in state aid, all right? So that was big for Newburyport. And then 3 other smaller items that made the budget for us. We got $25,000 for a parking study that we're going to use here for downtown. We got $50,000 to put towards equipment and furnishings for hopefully the new building for recreation and youth services at 59 Low Street. So thank you, Senator Tarr, for getting that in there for us. And lastly, we got $75,000 for the shellfish purification plant. So that was 3 good things we got out of there of the budget, and I know that was a really contentious budget going back and forth between the House and Senate, and then the governor had their version. So they finally passed it after a lot of hard work. So again, I want to thank Representative Don Shan and Senator Bruce Tarr for all their hard work for Newburyport. We've got Yankee Homecoming's going on here now, but that project that we've been talking about for months, the Marking Landing Park expansion, where we're going to take some parking spaces off of both sides of the park and create some more green space. That's going to start right after Yankee Homecoming. So August 7th, you'll start seeing some construction staging down here. There'll be some nice signs up to talk about the project itself. But that's going to be happening right after Yankee Homecoming. And we're going to have a little groundbreaking down here, I think, on August 9th at 10 a.m. So if you're around, you want to come down and celebrate. This is a project that's been talked about for decades, and we're finally at the point now that we're going to add some more park space down here and take some of the parking off of our beautiful waterfront. So we're excited for this project to get started, and we'll keep giving you updates as we get through and get further along in it. There's a couple other projects that have some dates coming up too, and I'll just quickly mention them, and I'm sure we'll talk about them more once we have more information. But the Lower Atkinson project that we're looking to use ARPA funds for, and that's the Pioneer League. If you don't know where Lower Atkinson is, that's the Pioneer League Park. We're looking to, this is really a safety project if you ask me. We're putting in a new all-inclusive playground down there for kids of all abilities. So that's going to be down there behind Pepe Field. And so now we're going to have a little bit of space where the playground is now. So we're looking to create a parking area there to get cars off of Merrimack Street, which is, again, it's a very difficult place to get through. We've actually created a safety zone down there, but this would be actually taking cars off of the street to make it safer. And then we're also going to put additional parking out behind Founders Field, which already has parking out there. We're just going to add a little bit to it and actually make it a real parking space, which it hasn't really been for a long time. So huge project. We have a lot of support for it, so we're looking forward to having a public meeting about that soon. Bartlett Mall is just about, so the bid docs have gone out for Bartlett Mall, so we'll have those bid docs back in by August 25th. So congrats to Kim Turner for getting those in. She's our special projects manager. Brown School RFI is out there, so I think it's till September 8th that we'll still get contractors to submit requests for information about that project. So we're excited about that. So we should be coming back to council soon with what we think are the most, we're going to rate the projects that come in, and then we're going to submit our findings to the city council and let them go through them. That's pretty much our projects update. But it is beautiful here in Newburyport. So I hope you get out and enjoy the weekend and the rest of Yankee Homecoming. The last thing I just want to mention real quick, believe it or not, school is coming up. It's around the corner. We have a little bit more than a month left. Sorry for all the kids out there, especially my 3 who want summer to keep going and going and going. But we are doing Operation Backpack again up at City Hall and around town. That's with the Pettingale House. They do this every year. They collect school supplies and backpacks for kids that need them. So we're a station that you can drop off these supplies and backpacks at. Right at City Hall, we have 2 big boxes. So if you're out there buying stuff, buy a little extra. Drop it off at City Hall, and we'll make sure it gets into the right hands so kids have stuff to go back to school with, which is so important. But hey, get out there, enjoy Yankee Homecoming. Again, I have office hours every Friday, 8 to 10 in the morning, and the last Thursday of the month from 6 to 7. But get out there. Yankee Homecoming is one of the best things we do here in Newburyport. So much going on, and I hope I see you all next time on the Mayor's Corner.